this is Mrs. Heisenmuddle, and today we are going to talk about patterning. This isn't for any specific project, but it's definitely a good skill to have so that you don't have to necessarily drill 1.5 million holes all separately. You can actually do them all at once with a pattern. So, well, you can do more than just holes as well. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to New and open a standard IPT or part file in Inventor, create a 2D sketch on the XY. I'm just going to draw a rectangle, and you'll notice I'm going to use the shortcut for a rectangle. I'm actually going to make it 20 inches wide and 15 inches tall. And so what I did is I just tabbed and typed the next number, and it put them in automatically for me, so I didn't have to actually dimension separately. I'm going to go ahead and finish that sketch, and we'll go ahead and extrude this out like 10 inches. So I'm just making a random square shape to show you how to do this. So there's two ways you can pattern. You can pattern inside a sketch, or you can pattern in the actual part. You can pattern a feature, or you can pattern a piece of a sketch. So I'm going to show you the sketch first. So I just created a new sketch in my front face. I'm going to put a point there, just a random point. I'm going to move it anyway, so it doesn't matter where it goes. I'm going to click this edge, pull up, and I'm going to say accept, and I'm going to click this edge and pull over and say accept. And the reason I put those there is so I can see them, but you'll notice they have numbers in them, and I don't want numbers, so I'm going to come over here into the background, and I'm going to right click OK and get out of dimensioning, and then I'm going to right click and look for dimensioning display, and I want expression, because it's going to tell me what the name of that line is. So the top line is called D4 and the side line is called D5. That's going to help me out. So I'm going to now dimension my point, click the outside of the box, click the point, pull over, click, and now I'm going to make an expression in here. I want it to be the same as the width, but I want to divide it by 5 so that it goes down that amount. Actually, I should have done the height, shouldn't I? So I'll double click, I can highlight that, and I can come over here, click my height, and divide that by 5, which puts it at 3. But my distance over, I'm going to click the outside of the box, click the point, pull up and click. And again, this time I'm going to do it this way, and divide that by 3. Nope, I should have divided it by so let's see, let's go back and D4, and we'll divide it by 5. There we go. So what I've done is basically just set up an equation in there that's going to tell me where my point goes. Now, if I want to make a whole bunch of those points, again, I right-click OK to get out of dimensioning. You see this button right here? There's different kinds of patterns. There's a rectangular pattern, which I'm going to show you today. There's also circular patterns, and there's mirror patterns. So you can do pattern on one side and then do it on the other of a axis. So I'm going to rectangular pattern. The geometry piece I want to do is that point. So it goes red, I click it. The direction I want to go, the first direction I want to go is across. Notice my green arrow is in the wrong direction, so I use my little flippy symbol next to the arrow to make it go the other way. And let's say I want to put 5 of those in, and I want to space them out about 3 inches apart. Let's just say, honestly, I'm just putting it in here so you can see it. Then I'm going to come over to direction 2, and I'm going to select the other axis, the Y, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to put 5 of those in, and I want to separate them by 2 inches. Maybe that's not far enough, maybe 3. No, that puts me around the edge, so we'll do 2.5. So we'll separate them by 2.5 inches. I can hit OK, and now you see it's put all those points on there for me. So I can now finish my sketch just like I would any other time. I just home viewed it so I can see how my points go red. I'm going to click on one of them, direct select the whole feature, drag my dialog box over here. I want them to be 1 inch around, and I want them to go all the way through so you can see. So now I'm going to come back, click centers, and I should be able to click on the center of every single point that I just did. And I'm going to skip a couple too so you can see what happens if I don't click them. So I'm going to skip 4 in the center there that I'm not going to click. So there, I've clicked all the ones I want to click, and I'm going to hit OK. You can see what happened. It only extruded the ones I told it to, and it left a blank space here in the center. So that's one way to do it. So I'm now going to go in, I'm going to right click, delete that entire sketch. I know, you're going, you just did that. I know. But I'm going to show you the other way, which is to actually make the hole first and then pattern the hole. So I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to dimension my, accept. Click accept. So now I know where my stuff is. I'm going to put a point on there again, random placement. Right click OK to get out. I'm going to dimension top to point is going to be this divided by 5. There. And then side to point is going to be my total width divided by 5. Okay, so now I've got it where I want it. I finished my sketch. I'm going to turn that one point into a hole. Again, 1 inch all the way through. Hit OK, and now I have a lovely, fantastic hole right there. But I want them to go all the way through. So what I'm going to do is come back, and you'll notice that those pattern things are still here. So I'm going to click pattern. I'm going to click on the feature. Whoops, there we go. The feature that I want to repeat. And then I tell it a direction right along that edge. Again, arrow's going the wrong way, so I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to say 5, and I'm going to separate them, what did we say last time, 3 inches. And then I'm going to click direction 2 and make them pattern down that side. And again, we're going to go 5, and I think we did 2.5 for our spacing that time. Hit OK, and see what it did. It automatically took that feature because I took the actual hole and patterned the hole as opposed to patterning the points. So in this case, it takes whatever you pattern. Now you can also do this in an assembly file where you can take one thing and pattern it along the line of something else to, for example, put railings along something. You'd make one railing, put it exactly where you want it, and then pattern that all the way down so that it would match. And there you go. That's how you can use patterning in Autodesk Inventor.